It is said that those who sweat more in the training bleed less in the war. If you observe the lives of men and women who are athletes or who are into other form of sports, then you will observe a pattern. Everything that they do revolves around that one thing. All the activities that they do and their whole life is pointed towards that one thing. What they eat, what they drink, how they sleep, and how they think, and more. It's not easy, but they are trained to have their head in the game. They cannot afford to lose focus, and every single second of their time matters to them, and every single improvement, be it even to 0.01 degree, matters to them. And those who compete in international levels such as the Olympics, the Asian Games or the Commonwealth Games, they practice with the help of a coach, in fact multiple coaches, because they do realize that there is one characteristic which can be built only with the help of a coach, and that is grit. Hey, this is Shamanth and Murthy. I'm a mental strength coach. Today, let's look at 3 ways how to develop grit in your life. First of all, what is grit? Honestly, even I didn't know until I read this book called Grit, written by Dr. Angela Duckworth. It's a must read if you are working on your life goals right now. And I have included the link in the description for you to purchase that book. According to the author, being gritty means to pursue something with consistency of interest as well as effort. And she goes ahead and says that some people choose not to pursue anything in a committed way. And that, according to her, is lack of grit. You could be talented, you could be skilled, or you could be lucky, but none of this will matter in the long run if you are not gritty. If you are that kind of a person whose attention shifts from one colorful object to another, then that shows lack of grit. On the other hand, if you are that person whose attention is fixed on one target, and even if your focus actually shifts to something else, you are able to bring it back to that one target and stay with it even though the path is rough and tough, then that is a demonstration of grit. And this particular trait is as important as your talent, skill, or even luck. And neither the author nor I consider grit as the most important trait, but it is necessary. It is one of those aspects which help you in leveraging your mental strength. And the best part about grit is that it will show you exactly who you are. Grit doesn't build with you talking about it or just thinking about it. Grit will build with consistent actions regardless of the situations. And if you're that kind of a person who is looking for easy, quick wins or something like a get-rich-quick scheme in life, then don't even bother continuing with this video. I'm sure you have better things to do. But if you see yourself as that person who takes up that path which very few people take up, and it has challenges, ups and downs, falls and raises, and then muddy roads and also highways, etc., then what I'm going to say ahead will make absolute sense for you. So here are 3 ways to build grit into your life. Number 1, by believing that you can be gritty. I have heard so many people define themselves as I am indecisive, I am so distracted very easily, I am not a morning person, etc. Some of us need to educate ourselves that we are describing a trait or a characteristic and not ourselves when we say such things. An impression has been created on your mind that you are so and so just because you took that action once or more than once. If you repeatedly arrive at a class or a meeting late, then you are a latecomer. If you are a person who tends to forget things quite often, then you are labeled as forgetful. Or if you are a person who is able to see a minute thing from a distance, then you are called an eagle eye, etc. Sometimes such labels are given by someone else and sometimes by self. But what matters is, what is it that you allow to percolate into your subconscious mind? That's what will become real for you. My appeal to you is that please refuse to accept such labels onto yourself if it is bringing down your confidence. But if it is something that is elevating your self-belief and making you feel happy, then allow it to internalize. If you feel that being gritty is of use for you and it will help you in accelerating towards your goal much faster, then you might as well, have that belief. It will help you in moving forward. You can build this particular characteristic or the trait by saying affirmations to yourself, such as I am gritty or I have grit, whatever that makes you feel better. This might sound all delusional and silly for you, but in the long run, it's gonna make a huge difference, provided you have clearly understood the word grit. 2. Measure your grit. Whatever gets measured gets done. We all know that. The author Angela Duckworth has put together this questionnaire which will help you find out how gritty you are at this moment. It is called the grit scale. When you answer these questions with utmost honesty, you will be able to find out how gritty you are currently. And I have included the link for this particular grit scale test in the description below. The grit scale can be used for self-reflection. Even though it cannot be used as a perfect measurement tool, it does help you in knowing where you stand exactly. It cannot be used to make any collective decisions or organizational decisions. It is very personal and subjective. Once you know what your grit score is, you can actually work on it and build from where you are. Number 3 is start building it small. I'm not talking about big goals to start with, but you can start with the small and tiny goals or milestones that you can work on to build grit as a trait. It could be reading a book for 30 minutes a day until you complete it and then go for the next one. Or it could be getting back to your goal after you had a setback. For example, let's say you were going for a morning walk consistently and you had to take a break because you fell ill, or you had an injury, or you slept late in the night because you were partying. Whatever might be the reason, after you have a setback, you bring back the focus to your goal without cribbing or complaining or running on a guilt trip. Or it could be something like staying focused with one goal even if it is going very slow. For example, learning a new language or learning a musical instrument or building muscles through physical exercise. All these things take time, but you still remain focused in spite of the process being so slow. It could also be constantly learning and getting better at what you do. For example, if you are learning how to do public speaking, then you consistently keep learning about it. You watch videos, you attend workshops, you learn from other people doing public speaking, and maybe you work on your voice, your diction, your pronunciation, and even you work on your mindset, you overcome stage fear, etc. All these examples are practice and demonstration of grit. Even a small thing like watching a movie on Netflix and thoroughly enjoying it without getting distracted is a demonstration of grit. If you picked up your phone and started checking your Instagram feed while the movie was running, then that is lack of grit. As you practice grit in these smaller things of life, it will start translating into the bigger goals that you have set. And you can also monitor your progress, how gritty you are getting, by taking the grit scale test, maybe weekly or even monthly. And if you want your mental strength to be used to its utmost potential, then this effort will give you a huge boost. In fact, you can even start this journey by starting to read this book, Grit by Angela Duckworth, to understand this concept better. If you start reading it consistently and then complete it, then you would be strengthening your grit muscles. Please remember that utilizing your mental strength is not a destination, it's a journey. And if you want to learn more on this journey, then please feel free to join my VIP Facebook group, Warrior Mindset Tribe. And also feel free to download my free ebook, 7 Ways to Use Your Mental Strength to Your Advantage. I have included the link for both these things in the description. Do subscribe to my channel for more such helpful videos. This is Shamanth and Murthy, your mental strength coach at mentalequity.in. Take care. Bye-bye.